Hey guys, welcome back. It's Gary Allen Fishing. First and foremost, I'd like to give a shout out to my sponsors, Titan Tungsten and TrueBass Swim Baits. So, getting into it, here's what we're going to talk about. We're going to be discussing the pre-spawn setups. Everybody has their own setups. Everybody, likes to do different things. So we're going to go over some of my basics, and I try to keep it very, very simple. So the first thing that I always have tied on, I have right here. Oh, hold on, a little bit hung up. But I have it on a laser carbon. It's a lose. It's got a 6.41 gear ratio. I run it on 12-pound fluorocarbon. So, which the fluorocarbon I use is the Berkeley Vanish. Right here, you can get it at Walmart, 12 bucks. Pretty affordable. But I really like it. I got a lot of faith in it. It hasn't done me wrong. Holds up pretty good. It's a pretty tough line. I have it paired up here, and I have this crankbait here, which is a Berkeley Digger 8.5. I really like the red color. I think it helps a lot. The bright colors, especially in that pre-spawn when the water's really cold, you're in that high 40s, low 50s, it's definitely something you want. The rod is a 7-foot medium heavy. Most of my rods are medium heavies for the most part. I have some mediums. But I like a good backbone in it. I like a little bit of flexibility too, because it helps me, working my baits. But for crankbaits during the pre-spawn, you don't want anything too fast. You really want to slow it down a lot, because you're just going to slow roll it, just slightly off bottom. You're going to try to look for, these points, these secondary points. So that's a good setup that I really like to use. Works out pretty well. I got a new rod that I'm actually excited about trying, which is right here. This is a Lose Xfinity. It is a 7:5-to-1 gear ratio, so it's a lot faster. Have it paired up. I have a Hack Attack jig right here. It's a little Arky style jig. It's probably my favorite one. I caught my personal best on this jig. It's pretty beat up. But I usually use the trailer, usually a Rage Tail. I really like the Rage Tail trailers. You get the little flappers, to kind of help with that movement. They got a little bit thicker end here. But I go for a lot of natural colors, especially when I'm flipping jigs. If you're flipping, the like dark murky water, things like that, you want to go a little more vibrant, maybe like a chartreuse or something with chartreuse in it. You don't have to stain it. Black and blue is another great one. But I have this paired up on 14-pound fluorocarbon. And I like that, the extra too, for when I really go to, set that hook in, because I'm doing that side swipe. So it really helps get that hook home. I don't have to worry about breaking my line for setting it too hard. So it's definitely a good setup. I do have a more finesse style of that right here. I have it on a Fenwick Eagle GT rod. It's a 6'10", I believe, medium heavy. And I have it paired up on a Abu Garcia. This is the Pro Max, and it is a 7:1-to-1 gear ratio. So a little bit slower, but I also have a different color jig tied on. I got a little bit, of the red flakes into it, try to make it stand out, chartreuse. So that's for that dirty water. And I have it on 12-pound fluorocarbon. So it's a little more lighter presentation. That way when I'm trying to flip it up and get a nice subtle approach, I don't want it splashing too much, because I don't want to scare away the fish or kind of, make them all timid. So I really want to try to be real subtle when I put it in there. So I really like that setup a lot. I have a basic swim jig too. I have it paired up on 12-pound mono. A little more stretch into it, but I can put it into a little bit heavier cover. I can bounce it around. I don't throw too heavy. I don't throw a lot of braid. I try to keep it very simple. I don't have a lot of confidence in braid, I guess. That's why I've never really thrown it. Because I feel like if I can see it, so can the fish. And I have that on a Lose also right here. It's a speed spin. It's a little bit faster. I believe it's a 5.2-1, or actually it might even be a 6.2-to-1. I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure it's a 5.2. But it is the JC 300 series, and I have it on a 6'6" Booyah heavy. So I actually bought the Booyah series just for the rod. I was going frog fishing, trying to learn how to frog, and it came with a couple frogs with it. So just kind of fell in love that it's been, pretty good rod. I've got a lot of good fish on it. Next, right here, pretty much go-to is another reaction bait, but I have this right here is my go-to. This is my big confidence bait right here. That is a Rapala crankbait. It's a Clack & Minnow 07. It's a ghost color, which is very, very nice. Sorry, I keep leaving the picture. But it's good. I have it paired up on 10-pound fluoro, so it's a more lighter presentation, you know, but I want to try to really get in there and get a lot of action off it. It's going to sink down pretty well, you know, so I really, really like this. And it's a big go-to, you know, for me, especially when, you know, the fish are just coming up, they're cold, they're going to be sitting off on secondary points. And then I got my own little flipping stick here. Oh, sorry, I got a Fluger reel on that, the Fluger Triton, so it's a little more, it's not a high geared ratio, but then I have my Fluger President here on a Berkeley shock rod. It's the Lightning series, you know. And I just have just your regular, you know, Texas rig on here. Got that little bit of a Okeechobee color to it. You know, I really like the blue, you know, especially in muddy water, it really helps a lot. And I have it pinned, you know, I have a Titan Tungsten, 3/8 ounce, you know, weight. You know, the Titan Tungsten is awesome too. I've been with them for a couple years now. And the thing that I really, really enjoy most about their tungsten is that they don't ever chip. Sometimes, you know, when you're trying to buy specific colors and things like that, you know, you catch a couple fish on it and that paint starts to chip away, you know, and that always sucks. The good thing is that, you know, this actually has a rubber coating on it, so it doesn't chip at all. It is 100% safe in all 50 states, so if you lose it in the water, don't worry too much about it. You know, so it's definitely a good company. It's a good lure. You know, you guys should go to their website and check them out. They definitely make great products. TrueBass is a company I just got with recently. They do swim baits, you know, for the most part. I have a shipment on its way, so I'm pretty excited to try them out. I really like swim baits a lot, especially underspins, or, you know, some of my favorites. I've just had, you know, a lot of success with them, you know, and just something I picked up a couple years ago. I really enjoy it. But this is my Prespawn setup, so, and it's things that I really enjoy. So these are my go-to. I try to keep it very simple. I don't want to do too much. I don't want to overthink it. I got my reaction baits. I got a nice subtle approach just in case they're being all finicky and lethargic. So sometimes they just want it right in front of them and they'll hit it. So thank you guys for tuning back in. You know, hopefully we can get some more videos going. I know it's still early March right now, so I'm hoping probably within the next month maybe we can get on the water once those temperatures get up. But until then, I will see you guys later. Thank you guys for coming in.